You've undergone a profound transformation, a metamorphosis of the soul that few truly experience. You've risen from the depths of low vibrational energy, from a space of emotional heaviness, confusion, and heartbreak, and ascended into a place of spiritual clarity, peace, and purpose. The pain that once defined your existence no longer has power over you. This isn't just growth, it's rebirth. The person you once were no longer exists. You've become someone new, forged in the fires of adversity, tested by the universe, and ultimately blessed by divine healing. You've transcended patterns that once held you hostage and have rewritten your own story with strength, grace, and wisdom. Your wounds, once raw and consuming, have become reminders of your resilience. You didn't just survive. You alchemized your pain into power. Through this profound healing, you've reached a place of inner equilibrium, a soul-deep balance that now radiates from you in every interaction, every breath, every step you take. You are no longer reacting from fear or insecurity. You've become grounded, centered, and aligned with your higher self. Your presence is different now, calmer, more confident, glowing with an unshakable energy. And this change is not just visible to those around you, it's felt. The person you were once connected with feels this transformation on a deep, soul level. They may not always have the words for it, but they sense it in the core of their being. Your energy has shifted, and they can no longer ignore what has changed. They are haunted by the memory of who you were and shaken by the reality of who you've become. This person is now losing sleep, their mind plagued by memories and what-ifs. Their thoughts are consumed by your presence, replaying your conversations, your laughter, your kindness, your silence. They are dissecting their actions, questioning their choices, examining every moment where they failed to show up for you in the way you deserved. Ego and pride, the very forces that once stood in the way of connection, are now becoming their tormentors. They wrestle with themselves daily, trying to push aside their defenses to make room for something real, humility, accountability, and growth. You've forced them, without even trying, to confront their deepest fears, their unresolved trauma, and the destructive patterns they hid behind. Though it may not be visible on the surface, they are undergoing their own internal reckoning. They are trying to right their wrongs, not just with you, but within themselves. Still, their love for you remains. It has not faded with time or silence. If anything, it has grown, fueled by longing, regret, and a yearning to return to what once was. They dream of a second chance, of rewriting the story with more honesty, more clarity, more devotion. They now see how sacred your connection was. They understand, perhaps too late, that it was never just about romance, it was a soul bond. A contract formed long before either of you fully understood what it meant. And they broke that contract. They walked away from the love that the universe offered them, a love that was unconditional, unwavering, and selfless. Now they carry the weight of that choice. Karma does not forget, and neither does the soul. Their betrayal, whether it was in actions or absence, has come back to them as a crushing burden. It has left them hollow, emotionally depleted, and mentally fractured. They're filled with regret, each day a painful reminder of what they lost. Your absence is not just a missing piece, it's a void, a gaping space where light once lived. Depression has taken hold of them, and their thoughts continually drift back to you. They miss your energy, your care, your essence. They feel as though they have nothing left to lose because the most valuable connection of their life, the one that brought joy, abundance, and a sense of home, is gone. That connection, which they once took for granted, has now become their greatest loss. You were their light, their guiding star. And in your absence, they are left to stumble in the dark. They are now beginning to realize the depth of what they had, and the magnitude of what they destroyed. This understanding didn't come easily. It came through suffering, silence, and sleepless nights. But through it all, a hard truth is emerging. Some things in life are sacred and irreplaceable, and you are one of those things. I recognize your patience. I see the strength you carried as you waited, hoped, and fought for our bond. I now understand that while I was distracted, consumed by my own fear and confusion, you were silently slipping away. The distance grew, not because you stopped caring, but because I failed to meet you where you were. I failed to nurture our connection, to cherish the love you offered freely. And now I feel the consequences of that neglect like a weight pressing down on me. I'm exhausted by the constant replay of our shared memories, the haunting awareness of what I could have done differently. Each what if tears into me like 1,000 sharp reminders of what I lost. Yet through all this, there's still a flicker of hope in me. A quiet, unwavering desire for redemption. I dream of being given another chance, a moment, a conversation, a new beginning. I long to show you who I've become, to offer love in the way you always deserved, to bridge the distance between us and rebuild from the ashes. I ache to feel your presence again, to bask in the warmth of your energy and the gentleness of your love. You may not see it, but a storm has raged within me since the moment I rejected your love. The past few months have been a battle against myself. Each day has brought guilt, grief, and the unbearable ache of your silence. I've prayed for signs, for forgiveness, for the chance to feel connected to you once more. I check my phone constantly, hoping for a message, a sign that you're still out there, thinking of me. But the silence, it's deafening. It speaks volumes. And it forces me to face the pain I caused you. I understand now how deeply I hurt you. I let negative emotions like anger, jealousy, and fear dominate our connection. I allowed my insecurities to guide my actions. I lashed out, pushed you away, and then wondered why you stopped trying. But even amidst this pain, I never stopped caring. Your happiness brings me joy. Your growth makes me proud. I watch you from afar, shining, rising, and I can't help but admire you. Still, a part of me aches with fear. Fear that someone else will step in and love you the way I should have. That they'll cherish you, uplift you, fulfill your dreams, and in doing so, take you away from me forever. This fear is my constant companion. It reminds me of my mistakes and shortcomings. But it also fuels my desire to be better. To become someone worthy of the love you once so generously gave. When you walked away, my world unraveled. It wasn't just a breakup, it was a spiritual wake-up call. A moment of reckoning. Your absence forced me to confront who I had become and who I needed to be. I realized that I had built walls, not to protect myself, but to keep love out. And in doing so, I hurt the one person who saw me fully and loved me anyway. Your journey of transformation wasn't loud or performative, it was deep, internal, and intentional. While I was lost in chaos, you were seeking clarity. You dove into your healing, tending to your wounds with tenderness. You didn't just elevate in the material world, you evolved spiritually, emotionally, and energetically. You reached a place of balance that many only dream of. And the result? You became luminous. Your light no longer flickers in the wind, it blazes with divine strength. And I see it. I feel it. It's impossible not to notice the change in you. There's strength in your posture, wisdom in your words, and serenity in your silence. You move differently, speak differently, exist differently. It's as though the universe placed a protective barrier around you, a radiant shield formed from your own healing and spiritual alignment. You have become magnetic, not because of superficial changes, but because your soul now shines brighter than ever before. Your glow-up isn't just a transformation, it's a triumph. A sacred return to your true self. You didn't just survive heartbreak. You transformed it. You didn't just move on. You rose. And in doing so, you've changed the lives around you, especially mine. My eyes have been opened. I now know that love isn't about possession or control. It's about appreciation, presence, and conscious effort. I lost something that can never be replaced. I lost you, not because you weren't enough, but because I wasn't ready. But now, I want to be. I want to try. I want to meet you at your level, to rise to your frequency, to show up as someone who understands the value of what we had and the sacredness of what we could still have. This story, our story, isn't just one of love and loss. It's one of awakening. Of learning that true growth begins when comfort ends. It's about understanding that endings can be beginnings in disguise, that pain can be a portal to purpose. Our journey has taught me more about myself than any other experience in my life. It has shown me the beauty of vulnerability, the power of presence, and the necessity of transformation. You are not just someone I loved. You are someone who changed me. My feelings for you are intense, unwavering, and ever-present. They echo in everything I do. Even when I try to move on, something inside always pulls me back to the idea of you, the memory of us, and the dream of what could be. I'm drawn to you like gravity. And despite the distance, despite the silence, my heart still believes that maybe, just maybe, there's still a place for us in this world. You may not always understand me. I know I've often failed to communicate clearly. My silence may have confused you, but I was never absent in my heart. I retreat inward when overwhelmed, trying to make sense of feelings I never learned to name. But through it all, you showed me patience. You understood what I couldn't say, heard what I never spoke, and stood by me in ways I never deserved. You loved me completely, and for that, I will be forever grateful. Your love was a gift. A light. A mirror. It reflected my highest self, even when I couldn't see it. And now, all I want is a chance to reflect that light back to you. To meet you where you are. To be the partner you always hoped I would become.